Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to This Week in Dioramas. I hope you've got a full cup of coffee because we've got a full 15 absolutely amazing dioramas for the showcase this week in episode 5. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into the showcase. All right, buckle up, top off your coffee. Here we go with the first dio in the showcase. This one is coming from Bruno Richie. Let's see, this is, we're going to have to translate it. Oh, it doesn't let me. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so this piece looks absolutely stunning. I found this while I was just scrolling around different hashtags on Instagram, and I saw this one. Now, your name is very familiar, so I'm wondering if we've showcased you before or not. Maybe this is just a different account or something, but maybe if you're new, welcome. This is an absolutely stunning looking piece. The paint apps are absolutely perfect looking. Just looking at the stonework around here, that looks so good. The paint variation with the coloring is just so amazing looking. And then these cool little arch-like accents are so awesome. And look how this one is missing, where you've got these cool little designs and then this one's missing. And we've got some really cool weathering that actually reflects that there was a piece there, it fell off. That's a great attention to detail that I can't get enough of. It's always fun to see what you guys are doing with that kind of detail work. Then this arch coming down to the door, and this door is really cool. It's got kind of a cool, I don't know, geometric shape to it where it's not completely flat, which is really awesome. It's very rare to see a diorama door that looks like that, and it's just really executed very well. The paint apps, the graffiti, all of it looks awesome. This is just an absolutely stellar looking piece. We got a little close-up with what looks to be possibly a handmade fire hydrant. This might be 3D printed, but it could also be handmade. The paint apps on it are spectacular looking. I just love it, especially with yellow. Sometimes the yellow can be a little tough to work with, but that just looks so good. We got a nice sewer. This one must be 3D printed. So the grass that's growing around it looks awesome. I mean, this thing is just, it's a clinic on what a good diorama with some real nice realism is going to look like. And it's just chock full of details. A Vans sticker. We've got the chain here holding the door shut. Lots of skateboard graffiti sort of stuff with the graffiti stickers. We got the Santa Cruz skateboards. This is just absolutely so cool looking. I love it. This is, wow, what a great looking piece. So awesome job. Welcome to the show if you're new. If you're not, welcome back. This next one is coming from White Wolf Dioramas. So work in progress. Thanks to all my fellas in the trenches for inspiration. A little bit different trenches for dioramas, I think. I've been watching a lot of World War I, World War II documentaries, and those trenches were no joke. That is for sure. This piece is looking awesome. If this is a work in progress, I hadn't noticed at first that you were calling this a work in progress. So apparently there's more to come with this, and maybe already has been posted up and I just haven't seen it yet. But this is looking absolutely amazing already. I love the stonework on this piece. It just looks so good. I love the fact that you've got really thin looking pieces and then much thicker pieces. They're kind of mixed in with big blocks and what have you, and it just looks so good. These windows look awesome with this one here, and then the wrought iron type gate / door also I said that really odd. That's weird. This just looks awesome. I love this table. It's a unique looking table in that you've got you got the 4 posts, and then you've got these big kind of timbers that are bringing up the middle, which is just giving it a little bit extra character, which I really like. This is just awesome looking. You can see through the door, we've got a little spiral staircase going up. Whenever you can, if you can add a little bit of extra depth to your dioramas and give it the impression that there's going to be another room, even if you don't build it, something like this. I mean, this is obviously more of a medieval style, and so it really fits. So you want to make sure that it fits the style of the diorama, and this just fits perfectly, where we're going to have a going up to some sort of tower or whatever effect, you can throw in a accent light to really make it pop, and this just looks so cool. Then you can have, with these bars, you can get some really cool shadowing happening with your lighting. This is just such a cool looking piece, so awesome job. Hey you guys, I just want to take a moment of your time out of the showcase to invite you to go to my Amazon store at amazon.com/shop/TechChucker. Give it a follow. Check out the different lists that I've got. I've got diorama supplies that you might be interested in, Marvel Legends, other action figures. I've got camera equipment that you might be interested in. But the cool thing here is whether you buy from my lists or you're just buying regular day-to-day stuff, maybe you need a filter for your furnace or whatever. When you're following my store, if you come to my store, when you make a purchase, I will get a small commission, like 1%, maybe 3%, depending on the type of item. But your cost never changes. It never changes whatsoever. So if you're buying through my store or just buying on Amazon regular, your price stays the same. It never goes up. It just comes back to me, and I would certainly appreciate it. I usually use it to buy like SD cards when those go bad for my camera. That way then I can keep these things running tip-top shape. So thank you again. It's amazon.com/shop/TechChucker. Thanks for supporting me. Hit that follow button and happy shopping. Now let's get back into the showcase. This next one is coming from Long Lost Friends Studio. This is a commission for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universal Monsters Diorama. A base for the client's NECA Monster Turtles figures. The client wanted it built so you could look at it from all 360 degrees, so no unfinished foam or hidden supports here. I love it. I love that. You guys know I like finishing front, back, side, everything if possible. Let's see, I can't tell you how much fun we had putting this together. Tried new stuff, learned new things, had a blast. That is one of the best things to hear. I love it. To hear when you guys are trying a new technique, trying something that you've never done before, it's just one of the best parts about doing dioramas is to push yourself beyond what you think you might be able to do. And then when you can do it and you come out with something that is cool looking like this, you can sit back and be like, yeah, I did it. Didn't think I could. No, I don't know. You might have had better confidence than I had, but oftentimes my confidence level is quite low when I'm starting on something, and then I surprise myself oftentimes. Or I have to scrap it and start over. And even that is a good learning experience. But this is really cool looking. I love the darkness that you've got with this. The stonework is looking very, very nice. I like the way that turned out. It definitely has that kind of Halloween monster feel. The pipe work here with the kind of, it's a really bright orange for the rust color. And I think it works. I think it works really well with this style. And then you can see we've got the little neon light that's coming through with green. I'm hoping that there's a picture with kind of the lights down a little bit so we can see what that's going to do for the piece. There we go. Look at that. That water is just so cool looking. I love it. And the fact that you customized a mouser to have kind of that same feel for the color theme that you've got with the diorama really is an awesome touch. I really dig that. The door opens, which is awesome. Again, playing into the being able to look at this from every angle and get a little bit different views, which is awesome. It's magnetized. These magnets, you barely even notice that they're there, which is kind of cool. Even though they're going to be hidden, it's cool to see. So awesome job on this piece. I think he really did a great job on it. Next, coming from, okay, how are we going to say this? Shallisiron, no, Shaliza, toy photographer. We'll go with that. So from a broken girl to the breaker of bone, featuring oh geez, I can't even say it. So Machiko Noguchi. So if you're not familiar with Predator, this lady, I actually read this comic and it is awesome. It is a great comic arc. Now, I'm the worst person when it comes to remembering things. So even though I've read it, if you were to ask me, oh, tell me about the story, I'm not gonna, I can't remember. But I got this figure when NECA released it, and I was so excited to get this thing because I had just read the comic, and so it was awesome to have, the other one that came with it. I forget what. Anyway, this is awesome to see. I love this picture. It is so good. I wasn't talking about the diorama or anything, which is ridiculous. I should have been talking about this. So let's go through. The first human predator with unimpeachable courage and honor explored. I'm choosing Machiko this time as our predator theme collaboration with my best buddy, Saravanan. I'm killing the names here. You guys can kindly check his splendid galleries full of awesome photo artwork. Swipe for compiled collaborative photo artworks and behind the scenes. Leave a like. That's the other thing, you guys. I'm going to be kind of pushing this in season 5 a lot. Make sure that you guys are supporting each other in the community, and support can be as simple as leaving a like or hitting the little heart button to let people know that you see their work and that you're enjoying it. And then if you want to go a step further, leave comments, hopefully compliments. But if you do see that there might be some critiques that are warranted, that might help improve someone's work or a particular project, by all means, I think most people would appreciate constructive criticism, so long as it doesn't come across as annoying or mean or anything like that. I think most people would invite it. And if you're not willing and not ready to invite it, you might want to turn the comments off if it's possible on whatever social media you're using. But by all means, as a community, we need to come together and support each other. It's really hard to get our work out there. There's a million other people doing a lot of the same things. So hopefully as a community, we can come together and support each other. But look at these different pictures. I'm a huge fan of the ACBA art in toy photography. And so when we can see people taking and whatever they've got to make a diorama to turn something into a really cool shot like you did back at the front here, you can see a diorama doesn't have to be a permanent piece. So we've got just a couple of chunks of wood, some sticks, some little vine-like pieces, a little bit of dirt and whatnot. So, and then a cool little backdrop also. You don't have to make permanent dioramas. If you just want to do toy photography, this certainly is something that you can do. And that's why I wanted to showcase this, was because you can do a lot with not a lot. And I just think this is super cool. So awesome job on the pictures. It just looks so cool. Next, coming from our friend C. Goosey. This guy is an absolute wizard when it comes to diorama building, paint, all of that. This piece is amazing. I mean, this is just so stunning looking. Look at the wires. It just looks so realistic. That door pops so much. I love these iron girders. All of the ironwork just looks so amazing. Now, I'm guessing some of this is probably 3D printed. I could be wrong. But I mean, just look at all of the freaking detail all throughout this. It is an absolutely stunning looking piece. There's so much detail. Look at it. You can see the corrugated steel. Wow. This is a masterpiece, an absolute masterpiece. It must be absolutely huge. Now, we don't get much for description, which is fine if the piece is pretty much self-explanatory, which this piece is pretty well self-explanatory. We got a train station. If we knew the size, now this is a 1/12 scale because I believe this is the Mezco Batman, the Dark Knight Batman. And so you can imagine if this is a 6-inch figure, this thing is probably 15, 20 inches, probably 20 or more inches high. I mean, this is just an absolute beauty of a piece. Look at that. That is amazing. Wow. Great job. This next one is coming from the White Batsy. Add details. I love this part of the building. I love this part of building a diorama. So this is probably a work in progress based on what you've got in the description here. But I figured, I saw it. It looks really cool and I want to showcase it because it looks cool. I really like the stonework that you've got here, especially the accents that you've got right here. This just really brings it together. And then you add in the very nicely done windows. Those look awesome. I love that green that you chose. A little bit of weathering with the rust work also is really making those things pop. The windows look awesome. It's got that clouded look, but it also looks like it's got some dirt and grime from years of just punishment. And then we got more of accents coming down here. But the brickwork is really stellar looking. I mean, you really did a great job with the mortar, with the colors that you chose for the brick. There's some really nice weathering where you can see it's kind of darker here, lighter here. It just has a very natural, organic feel to it, which is awesome. The door looks awesome. I love that color of blue. Just all of this is looking so cool. So if this is a work in progress, by all means, post up what you come up with when it is finished. Great job on this piece though. Next, coming from Display Upgrades, let's see, 1/12 scale Gotham City Street Dio base, perfect for your Batman or Joker figures. So I'm guessing this is probably, yep, it is available for sale on their Etsy shop. This is a really nice looking piece. It's got a lot going on in a small package, which is kind of what you want oftentimes for a stand-up display piece. Now, obviously, this is kind of intended for Batman, Joker sort of displays, but you know, you could certainly replace the Joker wanted signs and put pretty much anything you wanted in front of this. So if you are a potential buyer, don't what's the word? Don't box yourself in if this isn't for the figure that you would want to display it with. By all means, hit them up. So let's see, all handmade base and backdrop with magnets for easy assembly, hand-carved, hand-painted brick, and wall-detailed foam with multi-layers, with a custom-made, hand-painted toxic ace barrel where the Joker's tragic story began. Comes with a flicker light for the barrel, wanted posters, and a bag of various trash to litter the street with. You know what? This is probably one of the only arts where you can charge extra for trash. I think that's funny. This just looks awesome. I love the concrete, this layer that you've got here. You can see it's kind of peeling away. We've got bullet holes. It just looks really cool. Something that you might consider for a future project is we can see there's a lot of dry brushing on here. You could consider also then throwing some very light washes on to add to the coloration that you've got. Now this looks awesome, but for a future project, consider adding some washes at the end. And maybe you did, because I can see some paint variation up in here and here. And that's why I'm not saying that you should necessarily add that to this one, but give it a try to anybody. Add washes after you've done your dry brushing. Very, very thin. You know, maybe some greens, some purples, some blues, some browns, some oranges, some burnt umbers, even black, white sometimes will work. And you're just going to be amazed what that can do for your project. But this is looking awesome. I'm not trying to take away from it at all. I really am digging the way that this turned out. Love the fact that we've got this nice little garbage can, and that you're including the light, which is going to give it that nice flaming feel. So awesome job, and good luck on getting it sold, because I think somebody should buy this pretty quick. This next one is coming from Oak Hill Studios. So let's see, adding ice and snow effects on this dungeon project I started last year. You think that's a long time. My average is 2 years for a project, and mine are never this detailed. This is completely scratch built. Every skull was individually placed, and the column was handmade using various materials. Sorry this has taken so long, Christopher, but we are in the home stretch. So Christopher must be the customer for this, is maybe my guess. And this is just this column alone is absolutely amazing looking. I mean, just look at all the detail on this column. It looks so good. The paint apps are just absolutely stunning looking. I love the little green effect that you've got painted on here to give that glowing look. This is just amazing. I can't wait to see what it looks like completed, because your work is always so good. I'm sure it's going to look amazing. So do make sure that you tag me or tag the hashtag thisweekindioramas when it is done, and we will all just ogle at it. So great job. Next, coming from Trollborg, the treasure chest world, inspired by a house of wonders. So this is just really cool. It caught my eye. Now, I think we showcased part of this diorama piece with this little hut before, but this piece is just amazing. So it's in what looks to be some sort of small chest box of some sort, and it just looks absolutely stunning. I love all the foliage in here, the little pond that you've got, and I don't know what this little thing is. If it's a creature, like some sort of snake or something, maybe I'm not supposed to be seeing it, but whatever it is, it looks awesome. I love these little pieces where it's like it's in a little jewelry box, or it's in an Altoids tin, or whatever. I love these little pieces that just look so realistic at such a tiny, tiny scale. And this thing just has so much detail. I mean, look at this. You can see the little lily pads. You can see little ripples in the water, the cattails growing along the edge. We've got a little trail coming up. This is just so cool. So great job. Next, coming from Yamanaka. Let's see, Rush Hour at Beggar's Canyon, a mini diorama. Enjoy. Again, another very, very tiny, tiny diorama. So this is the Jawas, Sand People, I believe. Let's see, we've got, okay, so it's just the Sand People and the Jawas. So this is the Jawa, thing from Star Wars. I forget what those crawlers are called. I love the fact that they've got little lights on them. And those lights are really bright. They're coming through this little archway. It just looks so cool. And then we've got the little sand person here. But we can see the hand in here and just how small this diorama really happens to be. That is so cool. I think this is two dioramas. So with the pictures that you took, you were able to take this little base with this little, whatever this guy is, which looks to be customized as well. And you got the angle just such that you can see this guy looking down on them moving out. And that's just so cool. And at such a tiny scale, I can't remember what scale this is. It's got to be maybe it's definitely smaller than 1/64th. So it's 132nd maybe. It's so cool. Look at the detail on the rock though. For such a small piece, it really looks like legit rock. So great job. This next one is coming from Plastic Habit. Finally finished this TMNT Foot Soldier Hideout diorama for my foot soldiers. Even foot soldiers collect TMNT figures. That is too true. I know that I have taken a few pictures with my foot soldiers holding, not necessarily treating their little action figures of the turtles all that well, but yes, I agree. The foot soldiers will collect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If I have anything to do with it, everyone should collect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's see. Thanks, Aaron Cooper, for the kind donation to feed the habit. Okay, so this just looks cool. I like the color palette that you went with. It really is working very, very well. With this kind of, it's almost a tealish, bluish, kind of sea green almost, which I really like. And then we've got some nice weathering along here. The only thing, and I hate giving critiques, but the only thing that's taking me out of it a little bit are these little purple things where you can see that it is cardboard. What I would have considered doing is, instead of using cardboard strips, is possibly some of that really thin foam board, so that way then you're not seeing the corrugated edges. But it's certainly still looks awesome. I love the colors. It's just taking me out of it just a tad. So if you were to even fill it in with some glue or putty, or heck, you could use joint compound for sheetrock, that would also work. But anyway, that's the only critique that I have, because I really do love this piece a lot. I love this foot sign. That looks awesome. I'm wondering if this is like Lego pieces or something that's framing it in. Whatever it is, it just looks awesome. So great job on this piece. Always fun to see a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles piece, and even better to see one dedicated to the foot. Coming up next, from an artist we all should be familiar with, DripORama. My A Little Too Raph diorama. Here is my latest project, a fun little dio for Raph from Secret of the Ooze from NECA Official. It's a fun little project that you should try. So I agree. This is a fairly simple, small diorama piece, but it is pretty iconic, and it is definitely something that I think if you enjoy the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movies, then I think that you should definitely give this a shot, especially if you have the NECA figures. This just turned out so good. If you're not familiar with DripORama, go check him out on Instagram. Check out his YouTube channel at Drip Mode. He's an amazing artist. He's an amazing person, a great personality, all of that. And then he also just is a great graphic artist with video editing and photography, all of that. He packages these dios so well to take what looks to be a fairly simple dio and turn it into just a really cool looking piece. So let's go through some of the pictures here. Actually, he's got some videos here, so we'll let it play through. I'm not going to play the sound only because I might get a copyright infringement, blah, blah, blah. But look at how cool this is. This is just awesome. I love the simplicity of it. The little base, you got a little bit of debris, garbage on there. The base really looks very, very nice. And then you've got the wood with the what do you call it? The pole. This is just super cool. A great way to be able to present your dioramas. Let's go through some more of these posts. Look at that. The wood really looks like wood. It's just so cool. I always love the presentation, the lighting, everything just always looks awesome. And again, NECA nailed it with these figures. They've just done so good with the turtles. I'm just so impressed. Next, coming from Coldblooded Creations, Bill's Builds. Let's see, Aliens Hive Queen Display Diorama made for 5 to 7 inch models for the ultimate alien display, standing at 2 foot high. Seriously, this is 2 feet high and just over 2 feet wide, 1 foot deep, with a removable backboard with magnetic connection and LED light features in the base. Dio is made up of 4 parts: 1 backboard, 1 baseboard, 2 Xeno towers, all handmade. All handmade, hand-carved, sculpted, custom built, will be available on Etsy store very soon. So if this is something you're interested in, if you love Alien, this is probably up your alley. And this just looks amazing. I love the organic feel to this. It just looks so good with the, oh gosh, what I'm blanking now, but the like crud, we'll just call it crud because I can't think of what it is, but it just looks so good. It looks so authentic. It really looks like this is just a piece that you could pick up at the store. It looks so amazing. Look at the lighting we've got in here. And now when we see these eggs, you can kind of start getting the scale of this, where he's saying it's 2 feet tall. In the picture, it doesn't give us that scale. But now knowing this NECA egg, it really is giving that scale to see how big this really is. It is massive. I would love to see, is there going to be an action figure in with it? Please. No, there's no. Oh, there we go. There is. And this is the Alien Queen, and she is a big figure. And so this thing is still towering over her. So this piece really is a massive looking diorama. It's so freaking huge. I mean, this thing just looks awesome. The sculpt work throughout, there's so much detail. You can see this looks like a corrugated, the cable management tubes that people use. I mean, it is so fun to see how detailed you've made this. It's just an awesome looking piece, so great job. Next, coming from HackLife. Let's see, these are little accessories, so miniature 90s inspired studio speakers and mixer. I am a 1980s kid, so I was born in 1980-ish. I remember my brother got a stereo system, and we had speakers just like this. They were about 3 feet tall, about a foot and a half wide, and they were almost exactly like this, minus some of the stickers. But the fact that you could pull the little felt covers off and it would look like this, it just had a really cool retro look to it. And then we've got this, I'm not sure if this is the stereo. It must be, and it just looks awesome. But I'm just loving all the details on here. These stickers look so good. If you haven't seen HackLife's account, does a lot of little accessories that are very detailed and really cool looking for dios. And I'm always impressed with how they are looking. It looks almost like these stickers were little decals that were created. And he's got a lot of them, which is awesome. I need to get access to a higher resolution printer, because my printer wouldn't be able to get it printed quite this nice a quality at this size. So I'm interested what kind of printer you're using, or if you are bringing it to, I don't think Kinko's exists anymore, but bringing it to a print shop or anything like that. I'd be interested to know, but great job on these pieces. And then last but not least, coming from DJ's Dioramas, this is another earlier diorama he did. This was one of my first big builds, and it is really big, and I wanted to showcase it because it's really impressive. We all, at some point, are gonna need to, if we haven't already, taking on a big project. And your version of big may be different from other people's versions of big. This is a big diorama. It's a good size piece, and there's a lot going on with it. You executed it very well. There's a lot of architectural detail throughout here that you threw in with just angles and different depths and whatnot that really brings this piece to life. The fact that we've got all of these little concrete accent areas is awesome. We've got the little lights up here that are kind of encased in little concrete pieces. So these are those little bullet lights. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you're interested in getting simple lights like these, you can either leave them exposed like he has, or you can certainly cover them up more. And they're just great little LED, inexpensive LED lights that you can use to light up your displays. And yes, they are battery powered. They typically don't have any control other than a little on-off button, but in a pinch, these things work great. So I'll leave a link in the description below if you need to pick up some. This just looks awesome. I'm loving the sidewalk. The streets look great. It just looks awesome. It's going to be a great display for taking pictures. My guess is, though there aren't any other pictures, my guess is this may be somewhat, collapsible. My hope would be, for how big it is, that it be collapsible so you can store it away. The little catwalk here, it's not a catwalk. The fire escapes. This looks great. It's just a great looking piece. So awesome job. Thank you to everybody who's used the hashtag. It's the best way for me to be able to find your work and possibly showcase you in a future episode. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification. Better yet, leave a comment. Let me know which dio was your favorite and what are you working on this weekend? Are you starting a new dio? Are you finishing one? Let us know in the comments. If I happen to ask any questions of anybody on their projects from this week's showcase, please let us know the answer in the comments. Go to Instagram, follow the hashtag thisweekindioramas. Gives you a great opportunity to be able to see what is out there in the community. And speaking of the community, please give people a like, give people a follow on their Instagram, on their Facebook posts, on their YouTube channels, whatever it is. Let's be a warm, welcoming community of diorama creators, supporting each other when we are posting up our work. And I'm sure the rest of the community will do the same. Likewise for you. With that said, have a great weekend, stay safe, use a sharp blade, and I'll see you in the next episode.